Hello, beautiful Seren Stars, and welcome back. And happy New Year, happy 2026. And as I was tuning in today and opening up for this first reading, I was being given and shown, to let go of 2025 and like saying goodbye to 2025. And I think for a lot of us, it's been a difficult year. It's been a challenging year. Okay. So I just want to extend so much love for you, for those that have been going through that. And it's like taking a deep breath, as we go into this new year. What does the new year hold? Hopefully, and I'm sure lots and lots of bright blessings and good things dotted along the way. Okay, I've got some, well, they're not new cards, they've been in storage, and I had some of my items delivered that were in storage. So we're going to use these today. There's some beautiful dragon cards, and as I was tuning in, I was also seeing the dragon eye, which I didn't realize was kind of the gatekeeper between two worlds. And I researched that afterwards last time. I was amazed at the information given, but I was seeing them flying in the sky, these beautiful, beautiful dragons. So they are surrounding these readings today. So as always, we've got your main card picked already, and we're going to go over the basic meaning of that, and then together we're going to shuffle different cards. I've got other new packs today we're going to use. I'm going to take a charm and some messages, and yeah, we're just going to see what comes through. And I don't pick in any particular order. I just pick what I feel the most drawn to. What's it like where you are? Is it snowing? We're set for snow here in Wales and in the UK, some areas. So yeah, if it does snow, I'll record that and I'll upload it, because many of you that listen are in beautiful hot countries, so you may not get snow or see snow. Okay, so let's begin. So the basic meaning first, the beautiful temperance card. Can you see that? Okay. She's got these beautiful angel wings there, and this golden, almost like a sun and a citrine crystal on her head. And usually when I'm going through my different doorways to open up, I'm put into an outfit, usually the same one. Sometimes they change it. But usually it's like silver and glittery and silver boots. But today they put me in gold, so gold boots, and a gold outfit and a gold cloak of protection. So I will research. It feels almost like a bit of an upgrade for me. So that's fantastic, and hopefully that's positive news for me and for you for the future, and how our New Year's gonna pan out. Okay, so basic meaning is balance and harmony and patience. And, balancing our life can be, quite difficult, especially when we've got lots of roles and responsibilities. It's about harmony, and it's also about self-care. And yesterday I had not a huge self-care day, but, um, special creams for my skin and making my, face look nice, and just moisturizing my skin, just feeling good about myself. And I don't know if you went out. Did you go out? I hope you had an amazing time. I hope you haven't got a hangover. And I was in two minds. I nearly went out, but I'm so glad I stayed in, because I probably wouldn't have been able to have done these readings today. I wouldn't have had the energy after all that peopling. So yeah, what did you get up to for your New Year's Eve? Okay, so that's the very basic meaning. Let's shuffle you some cards. So let's shuffle first. We have the beautiful dragon cards. Let's see what we get for you. So Spirit and the cards. These are larger than my other cards. They are a bit more difficult for me to shuffle. Maybe if I do it that way, it might be a bit easier for me. It's making my life more difficult. Oh, oh dear. I was going to say I need bigger hands, but I don't think that's the solution really, is it? Okay, I'm going to go for How many have I got there? Is that one? We're going to go for that one. And I'm not going to turn it over until I feel drawn to it. And let's go for the next part. And these are beautiful angel crystal cards. Okay, let's see what we have for you. I'm going to shuffle these that way too. So spirit in the cards. Okay, we're going to go for that one. Normally I spend ages shuffling. Right, next pile. Let's go for, I'm going to go for these ones. These are ones I haven't used for a long time either because they were in storage. So we're going to go for those. These are a larger pack, so they're a bit harder and heavier. I mean, these are better quality cards. But shuffling them, I find a bit more of a mission. A bit more of a mission. A bit more slower. Okay. The same take one, please. Okay, we're going to take that one. Let's go on to another pile. Let's go for these ones. These are like dates and timelines, which is always nice to give a rough idea. But as always, I tune into images that I may see laid. Oh, these are so much easier to shuffle. That I may see laid over the cards or in my mind. Oh, that one was jumping. So we're going to go for that one. This pack. Let's go for this one. I'm just throwing my ribbons everywhere here. Whew. So spirit and the cards. What messages can we bring everyone across the globe today? Yeah, so are you feeling excited? That one jumped up, so I'm going to go for that one. Are you feeling excited about the new year, or are you feeling nervous about the new year? You know, it's like a mixed bag, isn't it, really? But I think the majority of us are happy to say goodbye to the year gone and looking forward to what this year brings. So it's the 1st of the 1st, 2026. Ooh! So we've got all the ones there. So I'm going with angel numbers there. All the ones. I will say I'm not really very au fait up on my numbers and meanings. So I always research after. And some of the information I get, I don't know what it means. And I research after and it makes sense and it blows my mind. So it's always good to read the bits of information that I put in as well. Because some may just listen and then you'll miss out on the extra bits of information that I add in, which is fine. But if you want to see what I've researched afterwards, okay, that flew over. I did get a slight glimpse of that, but we're just going to put that there. Okay. Ooh, my chest is feeling quite heavy, so it does feel like there's a lot to kind of let go of, you know. And I'm being given the word relationships, so it can be in tough times. So maybe some of you have been having tough times in relationships, and that can be, it feels more personal relationships, but that can be working relationships. It could be in your neighborhood, you know, it can be romantic relationships. It could be all sorts. So I'm being given the word saying goodbye is hard. I'm also being reminded of someone and drawn to the cat card here. Of a friend today who's having to make that hard decision to say goodbye to their beloved dog they'd had for many years. So for some of you, it may be saying goodbye to a beloved family member or a beloved pet. You know, I'm seeing the word passed away, or they're kind of on the edge of that, moving and transitioning. But I just want to say, as I said to my friend, it is hard to say goodbye, but it's not goodbye. It's until we meet again. And they always pop in and visit us. It could be a cold blast of air, or you may feel something brush against your skin, you know, if you're sensitive and open to the spirit world. So just be reassured in the knowledge that it's a transition, and they will be released and happy and free, if that, you know, hopefully brings you some understanding and comfort there. So I just wanted to pass that message on. Okay. Yeah, as I'm, you know, as I was opening up and as I'm looking at this card, and they're giving me the words roles and responsibilities, and heavy heart, and I'm feeling, quite emotional and quite tired. So I think for a lot of you, we do feel that after Christmas, but I don't think it's just Christmas and a heavy night out on New Year's. I just think there's so much going on in the world and in your life that has perhaps caused imbalance, whether it's mental health or, physical health, or, and those dynamics in relationships may have been quite unbalanced. I'm being given the word giving. So I think for many of you are huge givers in life, and I'm being shown someone propping other people up. So you are always nourishing other people and relationships, but they're showing me that you're not necessarily receiving. There's not enough balance, because it is give or take. As much as we don't give to receive, many of us, life is about give and take. We are a collective. We are here to support each other. So when you're being drained from all kinds of angles, say if you're a mother and you've got many children and you've got a husband and you feel you're running around after, this is just an example for some of you may fit into that bracket, or it could be at work. You're the one always finding the solutions. You're the one always being motivating. You're the one always being kind and empathic, and picking everyone else up, or their loose ends up, and maybe not receiving the support there. It can be in all different facets of life. You may be a dad who's always making the effort, or your children have flown the nest and you find yourself as a mother of, father making the effort, but it's not reciprocated, because people can be quite selfish, unfortunately, as much as we love them. So I think there's a lot of take from you, or a lot of giving and not enough receiving. And they're giving me the word change and doing this. So we want to change that around. We want to flip the script this year. Okay. And they're giving me the word effort. So that does take effort. It is a conscious decision. It is a conscious practice. They give me the word patterns. So if you are used to being a certain way, it can be quite difficult. They give me the word to be selfish, but I don't want you to see it as being selfish. And with this card, it's self-care as well. So it is about thinking of your mental health and your well-being, because if you always give, then you are unbalanced. They're giving me the words equilibrium. I will look that up afterwards, but I'm sure that has to do with balance and nourishing self. I'm being shown here, okay, as I'm looking in, and we are parts fire and water and the yin and the yang. So we need to, if we're too much giving or living in a certain energy, that's going to be extremely, I'm seeing the word draining, and I'm seeing images of this too, and I'm seeing this woman kind of an image over the top of this image. She's flopped over this here, and she's like exhausted, and this is dry, and there's nothing there. There's nothing more to give, So this year, the message is that they're showing me it's really important to give to thyself. You are love thyself. You are worthy of love and care. And they're showing me, they give me the word dynamics again. So some of you may be, I know these words are thrown around a lot, but you may have been gaslit into believing certain things about yourself that are not true by other people around you, or being made to feel guilty that you should do these things, or people that are manipulating you. So whether it's you need to go to therapy or talk to a professional that can help you see clearly through other people's behaviors and ways to move forward. And they show me boost your confidence, boost your self-esteem, and rebalance and recharge. And I'm being given thinking of yourself first, which may be very difficult for many of you, but you show me that if you're no good and you're burnt out, then you're no good to anyone, are you? Okay, so that's really important. Telling me to move on. So which card shall I go for next? I'm going to go for this one. I'm drawn to this one. Oh, I've got these new beautiful nails on today, and they're quite long. But there's a beautiful swan on there. There's two swans actually. So partnership, maybe some of you are partnershiping up with, I don't know if that's a word, partnershiping, but anyway, you know what I mean. Sapphire. Here we go. Perfect. I mean, that cannot say it any more perfectly if we tried. So easy does it. You're going to zoom that in so you can see. Your health, happiness, and abundance require a gentle approach to life and work. So I'm blown away because that fits so perfectly in with this. And I think all of these cards have angel wings and angels in them. I'm not sure, but we have these beautiful golden angel wings here. And they're giving me earth angels. So that does make sense if you are those givers and thinking about the world and other people rather than yourself. But this year, I want you to make it a year, again, reiterating about giving to yourself first, feeding your own wellness and energy cylinders. They're showing me, that we only have so much, energy within us. Our chi, our life force energy becomes depleted, and that's when we become unwell and unhappy. It's all kind of interlinked, isn't it, really? Unhappiness can cause you to be depleted, and then that can cause you to become unwell in physical ways. It manifests in physical ways, not just in mental ways. So yeah, the word nourish you is what I'm being given over and over. Oh, I feel like, it's like heavy hearts. I'm just going to focus here a bit more and see what else can you give us. They're showing me, but this is just to represent the message, with wings on my back and running forward and speeding forward and like taking off, like taking off with these golden wings in full speed here. So I'm just gonna listen and watch more to this images I'm seeing before I give what I think it is. Right, and then they show me in a car, if I've got wings, but they probably show me the practicality of the message, and what they're trying to show me, because I can't actually fly everywhere with wings. So they show me a car. It's a red car. That could be significant, the colour. Red will be to do with our base chakra and staying grounded. But they're showing me driving here, there, and everywhere, and they're giving me the word success and successful. So this, for a lot of you, could be, they're giving me the words lackluster, and I can relate to that. You felt that lackluster, and you've not particularly felt motivated, or you feel that you've given so much that you feel so drained. Mine will be personal life things that have gone over the years, because the readings I love doing, I don't see that as a chore in any way, so I'm not referring to that. Okay, so so for many of you, you may be feeling the same. So you may be soon, it doesn't mean literally as in you're going to be in a car, you're going to be driving around. It could just be showing symbolically that you're going to be moving. There's going to be movement, and all of a sudden there's going to be excitement. I'm seeing the word, and there's going to be passion. There's going to be that motivation, getting your mojo back. Okay. And you're doing what you're doing. They're showing me me in a garden now, and building the garden. And I have designed recently the garden how I'd like it, which I'd like to start when the weather improves on this new cottage that I'm in. So they're showing me doing that. So it's like by going for these opportunities that are coming in. Some of you may be applying for new jobs, or have new jobs that you're starting, or you're moving to new areas. Some of you may have also moved to new homes, or you're moving to a new home, but you're worried kind of where you're going to get that motivation energy from. But they're showing me that coming in, and they're pushing forward. And as they push someone forward, they're showing me that movement, and that you've got it. You'll be able to do this and complete this. So one of my projects is to get the garden done, and to find a new sort of area funds that will come in to generate the income to get all these things done, and to get a new car, and to get, so they're just showing me, with me, that this will happen for you. So maybe some of you are needing a new car, or you're needing to travel somewhere. So that could be by plane. It could be getting out of a certain area and into a better area. It could be moving from one position in a company to a better position in the company. So, it could be, it's multifaceted. It could cover all different areas of your life, but the message is the same here. Okay, let me just focus and see what more they're showing me. Yeah, and they're showing me planting vegetables. So it's like you reap what you sow. So in gardening, you have to put in that effort, don't you? And you have to tend to it. But you also have to have the skills and the imagination. So I feel a lot of you do have these skills and imagination and capabilities, even if you don't always particularly feel like it. And my hands heating up here as I'm holding over the cards. I'm sending so much healing and so much love your way. Okay, so some of you are needing that energy, but it starts with you, is the words that I'm seeing. You have to make those changes. You have to make those decisions to put yourself first and to care about yourself and how you speak to yourself. Okay, that's really important. So I'm being given the words mindset is really important. We're going to have to move on soon because we're going to be here for ages and we have so many other cards to get through. I think we're already nearly half an hour. Yeah, so and then with your vegetables, once they're grown, they're showing me parsnips and turnips and things like that. It's like you get to enjoy, your hard work. You get to enjoy what you're creating around you from these new opportunities and your hard work. But they're showing me outside, so you need to get out there. You need to get out there into the world and connect and reach out. So that could be emails, phone calls, putting yourself out there. It's my son, actually. He's really put himself out there. And he has a new job that he's starting. And it's a really good position, and he has no experience within that area. It's a big job in London. They're just showing me this an example too. And I took a leaf out of his book. He left a company he'd helped to run and helped to build, but he wasn't being recognized. He wasn't reaping rewards for all his hard work, and he'd done it for years. The company owners were kind of, I personally feel, were reaping more the main bulk owners of the company, the rewards. So, but he put himself out there and he rang people and he went to meet people in London and he turned up. He really, and they've taken him on. They were so impressed by his motivation and his ambition, and those skills are transferable. So I'm saying for some of you, it could be something you've never thought about before, career wise, completely changing your path. For hobbies, it could be taking up new hobbies you've never thought of before. I don't like to keep using myself an example again, but they're showing me the example. Like I've got involved in supporting sort of animal rights and welfare stuff that you want to connect with people that are similar to you, that boost you and lift you, and that I'm being showing someone bashing their head against the wall that don't make you feel like you're bashing your head against a brick wall, okay? Because that can sometimes happen. You want to surround yourself with people that uplift you, that are that give and take, that is that balance, and that you can have important causes in your life. It doesn't have to be animal welfare. It could be the arts. It could be music. It could be all kinds of things. But whatever makes you feel alive is the words that I'm seeing there. Okay, let's go on to the next card. That's beautiful, and I'm really thankful for that message for you all today. What card should we go for next? I really want to go for this one. I'm really drawn to this one. This looks exactly like my old cat, Star, and I will pop a picture of him in there. I'd say Star was even more beautiful. We've got all this beautiful gold there. So what do we got? 8 of Autumn. You have the beautiful parrot there. Look at all those colours. And we were just talking about animal welfare. It's a perfect time to learn all you can by returning to school, taking a seminar, or conducting research. So taking a course or something, or conducting research. Do your best work, and the law of attraction will bring you prosperity and career advancement. And what were we just talking about, and I was being shown it's about work and career. So I'm blown away again. I'm so thank you for these messages that are coming through, and I'm getting quite emotional for all of you, because I just feel that there's so much goodness and they're filling me with that love. So I'm not getting emotional as in an upset way, happy tears, as I used to say to my children when they were little. So yeah, so what we was talking about, something different. I was talking about my son going into something completely different, which he didn't have a clue about, but they took him on because those skills are transferable. And that could be a new hobby, a new course, but definitely putting yourself out there into the world. Let me just focus a bit more. I'm just completely blown away there. I think there's the number 8 there as well. I think it says 8. Maybe you can see that. So I will look up and see the significance of number 8. They draw me into this cage, so it feels like freeing yourself from like mostly your own self-imposed cage, but also from the voices of the past, the voices of the people that may have dragged you down. Okay. And when I talked about this mindset and this the way that we talk to ourselves and self-care, so you really need to put in the work and the hard work to get that change that you want. It's not just going to come out of nowhere itself. And after repeating those patterns of change, it becomes a habit, and it becomes like my bed. I make my bed every single day. And that was something I probably didn't do in the past, but I repeated that pattern so much. I don't even really think about it now. I just do it and it feels good. And so that's just a little example of small changes that you can do to make yourself feel better in your environment and your confidence. And yeah, that self-care and caring for your home and your environment is what I'm being given here. But success, they're giving me the words key to success. All of this, all what I've said is the key to success. And you notice here there was never a key. You were never locked in. You may have felt trapped. You may have felt suffocated. And I'm not saying that some circumstances that people go through wouldn't trap you in some way, but I'm being given the word freedom, that you can get out of this. I feel a lot of you have been held back by past stuff and past hurts and past traumas, but you're not in that space anymore. But I do extend love to those that may be a proportion of you still in relationships where you do feel trapped. But I just want to say that there's always a way out. There's always a way out. And even if it will feel really difficult at first, it is that freedom, and then freedom for the whole of your future. But it's changing those patterns. If you find there's showing me someone going back to someone or going back to people similar, if you find yourself repeating those patterns, it really is important that you have to work on yourself and change your mindset, increase your confidence, your self-esteem, and your self-love and your self-care. Okay. So it's the perfect time, this new year, make that promise to yourself, and sometimes you may fall off the wagon and not quite keep to that one day, but you get back on, and you keep pushing forward. Okay. I'm feeling so much strength I'm sending your way. And I will look up the spiritual meaning of parrots too. My heart's feeling lighter now. It's like they're lifting this heaviness off of me. So for many of you may have had heavy hearts. Okay. Let's build this fantastic new future this year, okay? For you. Let's move on. That's beautiful. 8 of autumn. Right. What shall I go on to next? Which one do I feel drawn to? I kind of feel the dragon. I'm saving the best till last. I'm going to go on to the next animal card, which kind of flew over, didn't it? Cosmic flow. I flow with cosmic energy of the universe, trusting the natural rhythm of life. And here we had these beautiful carp fish up there. And carp fish is abundance. And for me, it's, definitely new opportunities. And as I'm kind of looking up to this moon, I'm making wishes on the moon, is what I'm being shown here. And I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling grateful, you know. As always, they give me the word manifestation. So you want to manifest this bright new future and use that universal energy to your benefit. Okay, if you're giving out negative energy, and you get a law of attraction kind of thing, you know, so you want to attract good things, so give out as much good as you can, and that comes with changing your mind, your mindset, and your way of thinking. They're showing me if some of you are suffering from like OCD thinking, intrusive thoughts, repetitive thinking, you find yourself getting into that pattern or that mode, sometimes it's helpful to snap yourself out of that, is to think of a question. Think of a question in life. It could be about anything. What is glass made from? What do carp fish eat? It could be anything. It could be a big universe question, but that can sometimes help snap those kind of thought patterns. You know, you've kind of got into the habit. Our animal brain has got into the habit of thinking, so that may help you there. I'm just gonna focus on this more, tune in more. They're just showing me the fish swimming, and it's feeling like more floaty and free. And I'm sure this is a butterfly, not a moth. And with a butter, I could be wrong. I will look that up after. It's that sense of freedom and blossoming and coming out of. They're showing me like the caterpillar. They kind of break down inside into almost like this pulp, and then they reform, and then they're born this beautiful new butterfly. So I'm giving the words rebirth and renewal sent your way for this new year. Okay, which one? I'm just trying to give me a word beginning with C. What is it? I think it's current times. So that may come out more in the reading. We'll see. Right, what shall I go for next? I'm going to go for the beautiful dragon card. Here we go. Oh, look at that. How beautiful is that? And you've got fish here. I think these are more trout, aren't they? What are they? They've almost got wings. They're always flying there. But it feels like that sense of freedom, like a merging up. Almost, like when a wow comes from out of the water and they break the water and they jump up, and do this kind of thing in the sky. And it just feels that sense of coming out from the darkness. Air and water dragon helps you to connect to higher frequencies. Trust your intuition, develop your psychic abilities, be open to enlightenment, express your inner song. And we had about cosmic flow and energy of the universe, trusting in natural rhythms. So some of you, I do feel a huge bunch of you, as I always say, are mediums, or very spiritual or psychic. So also that can be a release, because if you suppress that part of yourself, that can also make you feel unwell. So it doesn't mean you have to start getting a crystal ball, doing readings or cards or anything like that. It can just be sitting, meditating. They show me someone out in nature, walking among nature. It's like being in touch with earth and universal energy, or kind of praying under the moon and making wishes, all of that helps with your health and your well-being. Let me just focus on this a bit more. They give me that song, The Only Way Is Up, baby. That was off key. Baby. I don't think that was any better. I know it's by Yaz. It's you and me now. The only way is up. But I will research it afterwards and the lyrics. So yeah, it's definitely that bursting out and that feeling free. And it's like, I'm going to look up. I don't know. I'm sure these are trout. I'll look up when they start. They're jumping about out of the water upstream. I will look that up. I may have completely got it wrong. Maybe a completely different fish. But yes, definitely this sense of freedom and happiness and lightness and free movement. And again, that floaty feeling I was feeling, we're getting here. And with the green dragon, and they're bringing me to the heart chakra, so it feels like your heart's opening up. So that's joy, and that's love, and that's letting that in, loving yourself and allowing other people around you to come in, loving people to come into your life. And this dragon here almost looks like what angel wings too, doesn't it? I wouldn't say that's the usual kind of wings that you would see on a dragon. So again, and I was seeing that they're showing me again the flying free, with me flying free in the sky, and then the new car and traveling around, and for many of you, I feel you're going to be experiencing that sense of freedom, not only from those constraints that others have put around you from past or present, but also yourself, freedom from your own self sabotage, if you like, or bullying. I want to free you from that. Oh, and with the air, I definitely feel there's going to be this, you being able to breathe again. And show me some of you finding your, I think we touched on this earlier, your own space, a new space. So maybe some of you feeling quite suffocated in your environments. They're saying like this new beginning and moving home. And it may be quite small. You may start off with just like one small room, but it will be your new beginning. So they're showing me embrace that too. You can make with that what you will. You can make that magical, even if it's a small space. Is there anything else you can show me? They're telling me to focus. Okay. Yeah, it does look like he's pointing up, this dragon, to the sky, doesn't it? Doesn't he or she? I don't know which it is. But it is. It's like the sky's the limit here. And I think that's a really important message. We cage ourselves. We can get away from other people that try and cage us or bring us down. Sometimes the hardest is ourselves. We cage ourselves, but there's definitely this freedom coming here. I think a lot of you want to put in that work and are going to put in that work. And if you're scared, I just want to say to you, it always feels worse beforehand. That fear. It's live in love and live in light and freedom and happiness. Don't live in fear. Okay, let's move on. That's beautiful. To the next card. What shall I go for next? I want to go for this one. Amazing chemistry, terrible timing, and the number 5. So we'll look up the meaning of the number 5. I could just say whatever now, but I want to focus and see what they're giving me. Give me the word relationships. And they're making me feel, and they're showing me that some of you may have ended relationships. And they're showing me like on a scale, and they're showing me a man and a woman. It doesn't matter, you're male or female, or male and male, or female, female, or non-identifying. It just doesn't matter. They're just showing an example. They're showing this man further down the scale, and they're showing you as the person, this woman, further up the scale. So it's just kind of trying to say that, you did have that chemistry, or you do have that chemistry. So if you're thinking, oh my God, that chemistry's there, but everything else is not fitting into place, they're just trying to show that that person hasn't quite evolved to the space that you're in now. Okay. When you're trying to create a life with someone, or you want to move on and you want to flourish and grow. I can think of someone, example, in my life I had to let go, or many that I've had to let go over the years. It's because they give me the words Debbie Downer. It's like they always have that perhaps sarky comment, or they just don't understand what you're talking about or where you're coming from, or they make it all about themselves, even though you've given them space to talk about themselves, or they might be having a bad day and they take it out on you. That kind of scenario they're showing me. Some of them might just be nice enough, but not kind of passionate about the same causes in life, or starting a family, or building something, important. So it's just showing me that sometimes we do have to let go of those people, but that's going to then let you fly free. It's going to allow you to find better people and to move into the next phase, because sometimes we hold on to them and we don't want to let go. It's like but that's part of those old patterns, and it's kind of not only for them, it's kind of for you. It's almost like you may be stunting their growth, by staying in that too. And their journey that they need to go on to get to a better place. They may not be ready to listen to you. They may need to fly through and experience certain things and then be ready, if that makes sense there. They're just showing me all these different scenarios in my head very fast, and I'm trying to explain them. I wish I could just project the images for you. That might be easier. Okay. So yeah, letting go is the words that I'm getting there. And that could be for all kinds of scenarios, letting go, okay? Not just relationships. Is there anything else you can give me? Magical, just the words magical, new beginnings and magical feelings. And yeah, you want to have that buzz and that, and they show me the heart and sparkles. You want to have that buzz about life and subjects. And, I definitely see you as a more evolved bunch here. And it's about finding your tribe and those people. I was talking about finding causes or hobbies or, whatever it is that fits and aligns is the word that I'm being shown there, which is helping me greatly. It aligns with you. Okay, let's go on to the last card. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. And I'm always feel like I'm an astronaut floating in space again, as I'm being shown here and I've been made to feel and looking at Earth, and those things that we worry about and those people that we worry about, And on our life's journey, I think here is what they're trying to show us. Not that none of it matters, but those things that we stress about that really aren't true or really aren't important, or the things that people say when they're trying to drag us down, or those connections we pin everything onto. I'm being shown here, but it isn't really that important. What's important is show me the word soul's journey. So your journey on Earth, your progression, and how you deal with it as a better person, it's being better than the person that you were yesterday and evolving. And again, they're flipping me to how some people can drag you down and they're trying to hold you back, and it can be sad when you let go of relationships, friendships, people that are close to us. But it is hard to say goodbye. But if you move out and you look at where you were and where your journey, the patterns, and you look at where you want to be, in your soul's journey on Earth, that's the perspective that you should be taking it from, not living in that kind of small mind thinking. I'm just going to stare a bit more into space and see what other images they can give me here, please, Spirit and the cards. They're showing me me again, but just as an example of you going forward, and as I'm going forward, there's a trail of flames. It's like, again, they've given me this before: be a trailblazer. Don't sit around waiting for others to make you happy or to fulfill things or to support you. Be your cheerleader, be your top supporter, be the one that's getting you to where you want to be. I'm not saying that, again, that we don't need to help each other as a collective, but it's about that balance, isn't it? And about that give and take. So again, you want to move on for those who are kind of taking all the time, and you want to move on to these balanced relationships and connections on planet Earth. Is there anything else? Happy New Year and Happy New Year tidings they're giving me as we're coming to the end of your reading here. They're showing me a woman and they're putting like a wet flannel to her head. You could be male or female, it doesn't matter. So I don't know if some of you are suffering today from festivities or because you're just not feeling great, or you got colds or whatever, but they're just putting that on your head to cool and soothe you. And again, that's taking care of yourself, isn't it? And taking it easy over these next couple of days, okay? work your way up to this, because I feel like they're giving me 3 months time, but I think it's like building up to that point where you're going to be flying high, and you're going to be, it doesn't happen overnight, obviously, but start putting in the work of that self-care and that self-love. They're giving me the words "the end," which they do when the reading has ended. That's absolutely beautiful. And I'm so thankful for these messages to bring to you on this new year and 2026. Okay. So here to a brighter 2026. And I send you so much love and so much light and so many blessings. And please starts with you first, is the words I've just been given. Taking care of yourself, okay? Prioritizing yourself. Doesn't have to be in a selfish way, okay? But just looking at what's fair and what's around you and what's balanced, okay? I feel this reading with so much love and so much light. And I will see you in your next reading. God bless. Just get tuned in. Just get tuned in. Hello, beauty. Hello, beauty. I just want to quickly add in on the end of this video. I hope you're as amazed as me by the EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon, like spirit voices. They generally tend to be at the beginning. Sometimes there's too much of a gap. It's when I'm tuning in, so I cut them out. But I thought it would be nice to add them at the end, sort of all of them together that I capture. Or that the camera captures the recording. So today I heard was Happy New Year. There was one that I couldn't make out, and then one at the end, which they tend to repeat after me, was God bless. And yeah, although I've had so many experiences, most of my life, it always just fascinates me, blows me away, and just reconfirms, that we go on, and the messages that I'm getting are coming from, spirit. So yeah, it really, really helps to validate things for me, and hopefully brings comfort and some evidence to you too. So yeah, what could you hear? Maybe you hear something completely different. Maybe you don't hear anything. It'd be really interesting to have some just some ideas on what you'll be thinking, because perhaps we all hear things differently. If you wear earphones and turn it up, it's easier. I could put them through software to enhance them and make them louder, but I just want to keep it sort of natural and authentic. I don't want to start tweaking with it. But you're more than welcome to record those sounds and enhance them to see what you could hear. But yeah, usually a good pair of earphones is enough to try and work out what they're saying, or clearly hear what they're saying. So yeah, I just want to thank you all again for listening, if you're still here with me at the very, very end. And I think I'm going to do that on every reading, rather than cutting out EVPs and stuff like that. I think I'll put them at the end. Yeah, and if you would like your own personal reading, I do photo readings, so you can send me a photo of a loved one that's passed away. I can do readings from objects. It could be an object that belonged to a loved one. You could send like the image of that over. I could do tarot card readings, angel card readings, ribbon readings. There's a whole mixture. I can do the readings without any objects or anything, but I like to have a picture of something or something. It just enhances it. And tarot cards and angel cards, always fun to use and just enhance the reading and the experience. So yeah, you can message me here if you'd like your own personal private reading, or you can email me at Seren Spiritual Readings at outlook.com. Did I say that right? Seren Spiritual Readings at outlook.com. Okay, but I will see you in your next readings. God bless.